Hey, it's Chase from On the Table Gaming, and today we're going to talk about in A Song of Ice and Fire accessory from Base and Prime Studios, the WarRig. Okay, so you saw some footage of how the WarRigs actually look like, and they come with infantry, cavalry, siege weapons, solos. Here's the thing. This is not an essential item, right? You can play the game without WarRigs, just like you can play the game without acrylic tokens or a wood or acrylic tactics board or new thicker custom rulers. So for some of you out there, you're gonna be looking at this product saying, I can move my miniatures on the trays myself and pivot them with my hand. Why would I ever pay this much for an accessory? And I totally get you. And that's totally fine. However, there are others that really enjoy the other side of this hobby, which is collecting some of the accessories and really kind of like upping the quality of their game state. And I think this is a product designed specifically for you. It's kind of like you can drive a car and get from point A to point B, but sometimes it's nice to drive a really cool or fun to drive vehicle, like maybe like a Mini Cooper, right? It's a kind of a zippy little car. These things make your unit zippy. And it sounds silly, and for the price point, for some of you, you're gonna say, no way. But after using them, I actually really like them. And the way it puts all the weight down onto that central focal spinning point, it means when you slide it, it's not, the whole unit isn't dragging, it's just sliding that one piece across. And it's low enough that it doesn't like wobble. I don't know how they do it, but it feels nice. And when you pivot it, it floats. So there's the weight of the unit compressing down on the actual rig. And so it doesn't spin quite how you see when it's empty. It actually slides better with the unit in it. And playing with it, I think about like 7 or 8 games using the WarRig system, mostly on my Night's Watch. That's going to be permanently attached to those units because it just feels really good. And when I went back to playing without it, the units really drag. I didn't realize how much of the surface area is catching on the mat when I try to push them around. So it's just maybe a personal preference thing, but they're really nice. And the big complaints I would say is that for some people, the price point's going to be concerned. Now there is a 3D file you can get, and you can print out as many as you want then and do your whole army. I think that's a steal, and I would 100% jump on that if you have access to a 3D printer. Now, if you don't, you gotta really think about the type of army you have. So Night's Watch, I think that's a perfect marriage. It's gonna be a smaller, more elite forces often. You just buy the bundle, you're good to go. If you have, for example, the free folk and you're taking like spam lists, yeah, this is going to be a little bit more cost prohibitive. Now, I know I've got my infantry raiders and trapper spam list or my giant spam list. I'm going to have to buy a lot of individual bases, and I can't just stick with a bundle to meet that requirement. So think about the kind of army you're playing and the lists you use and kind of what kind of person you are. Do you appreciate having these nicer tokens, tactics boards, WarRigs for your miniatures? And if so, this is definitely something you should try out. That's the biggest complaint I would have, is that like you watch the videos, it seems not necessary. Like you don't get what's the appeal. Then you use them and it's like, oh, they're actually really, really nice. And so, you know, if you can ever get a chance to like try them somewhere, if they ever do like a giveaway contest or something, like I would jump on that, try and get one just to be like, this is what it feels like. Oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a tough review because I really appreciate something about it that is non-essential. It just makes my trays feel nicer when I'm moving them around the table. And that's something I appreciate. It's something that not everyone's going to appreciate. So I think as far as I could say is I would give it a thumbs up for what it does. It does what it does really well. And what it does is just lets you move your trays around more smoothly and pivot perfectly without having to worry about them being picked up and put down in a different spot. The backside is that it is going to be more cost prohibitive, and maybe you want to be spending that money on new miniatures instead. But if you get a chance, check them out. If you already have them, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. How many games you've had with them? Have there any problems? Are there things that you wish that they changed? For one, I think that Base and Prime Studio would do well to make them be house themed. I love the black with my Night's Watch, but on my other ones, it might be cool to see Lannisters with a house sigil on the side or something, or have them in like a stone pattern. I don't know. There's other ways to think that they could customize them down the road that could make them really cool. So let me know what you think about the WarRigs below. If you got additional questions, feel free to ask. I'll let you know. I've been messing around with them a lot, and I hope you get your miniatures with your WarRigs on the table.